Hey!
Sports Pong.
What's going on?
Hi, everybody. How are y'all today? You having a nice day? I hope you are.
Why, Jack, what a nice shirt you're wearing today.
Check it out. I remember to bring in my my rugby jersey, my USA rugby kit that someone graciously gave to me when I was in London a couple weeks ago.
It's a really nice shirt. I really like it.
Nice.
It's
pretty. I look much cooler than I deserve to be.
Yeah, it's really cool, like
it's got the
Eagle
logo.
Yes,
it's got the
right
rugby
there.
thing there.
I think it kind of goes to show you if you put on the uniform of the team, that doesn't mean you can play. Sport problem.
Let's go hurling.
You're wearing something as well. What is this?
This is my Carlton. I got this in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, and I won $300 because of the Blues, Australian rules. So I bought a scarf.
Hey, there you go.
It's good.
Well, guys, welcome to Sportsball number 6. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to have a lot of fun today before we get started.
Are we?
Yeah, we're going to have a blast.
Let's
I'm
have
very
some
excited.
fun.
Yes, we're going to have some fun.
Oh, we got to introduce Cole, too. Cole's back there.
We're going to do that. First of all, let's start off with the host of the show, Cole. Cole, introduce yourself to the folks.
Oh, look,
Hi.
he's got a Cole corner move. He's down there
yeah.
now. Hey, buddy.
Now look up there.
All right.
Joined by, as well.
Hi, I'm Jack.
Hi, I'm Edward. Joel Heyman.
What was that?
What the fuck did you
Mamor?
Setting up jokes.
All right, I'm your host, Tyler Coe. Welcome to Sportsball. Once again, folks, this is week number 2 of our little experiment that we think we're going to keep around, which is getting you guys involved via text and messages.
And this has got to be sort of kind of a first for Rooster Teeth in general.
I believe
We're
so, yeah.
Let's have the fans actively join into the show and see what happens.
Yeah, so
it's totally a good idea.
You can call that number right there, or you can also text to us with the hashtag Sportsball. We got that up and running as well. So whatever you want to do, we will respond to you in some form or fashion.
Absolutely. And I mean, we already have text coming in right now. This is how quick this thing works. This comes in from somebody from Woodbury, New Jersey, saying, you guys should talk about the dugout fight between Bryce Harper and Jonathan Papelbon.
I'll be damned.
Guess what? We are. It's amazing. We're on the same page, New Jersey. That's good. We're going to be talking about that.
We should. And if Jack badmouths me one more time, I'm going right over there. I'm going to slap him.
Let's do it.
I'm not having any of that shit on the show today, guys.
The best thing about that fight was like after the fight, they were doing like a local news story, and then they had like the title underneath Papelbon as they're like interviewing him. It was like Papelbon, and his title was "Guy Who Choked Out Teammate."
Not a picture. We're going to get to all that, plus a lot of baseball talk because it's around that time, and that's kind of how the show is going to go. You know, when things are really relevant and things are pressing, you know, like the MLB playoffs coming up, that's what we're going to be talking about. But we also want to get to your voicemails as well. So we trusted you guys to try and do this, and I think we're pretty good on it. Let's go ahead and play a voicemail. We'll just get a quick example of how this thing works.
How does this thing work?
All right, so let's listen to a voicemail.
Hey, I don't know what to say. What's up? Yeah, I'm sorry. Jack sent me here. Is that it? Hello?
It's a voicemail, idiot.
Oh.
I don't know if we have
It's a voicemail idiot.
I don't know. How to use phone.
Oh, that was the best voicemail we could have played to start this thing off.
That was awesome.
Guy didn't realize
How to
his
use
wife or girlfriend in the background saying, "You idiots!" A fucking voicemail.
Nice.
Thank you. That's awesome. Do we have another one that we can play as well? I want to get to as many as we can today because we have a bunch. You guys called in, which I appreciate.
Hello. My name is Eduardo. Yes. Anyways, I think we should talk about how much Joel's team beat Tyler's team this week. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Wow, yeah, Eduardo really does bring up a really good. That's a great call. Thank you, Eduardo.
He reminds me of somebody.
That's a good call.
Jack, does he sound familiar?
He sounds like some guy I saw on the street asking for money the other day.
Eduardo had
talking about
good,
DIY.
I don't know why he would bring it. Yeah, very odd comment. We're going to have to get to that later.
We'll get to the fantasy stuff towards the end of the show. We had the picks and all that stuff. It was a rough week for everyone.
Yes, it was.
Well, most of us.
Except for,
anyway.
Joel, but whatever. Anyways, so we want to talk about baseball. Baseball is heating up. Baseball playoffs are about to be set. It's something that has been on Joel's mind because his Rangers are in trouble. But for any of you guys out there watching baseball that like baseball, this is going to end up being a really great postseason. There's a lot of good teams going, and the team that is in the playoffs right now, and the team that I'm calling it right now on this show that is going to win the 2015 World Series.
Tyler has been red hot. You've been red hot on the
Red
picks.
hot, baby.
Red hot.
And this is going to happen. Call it. Nothing can stop this. The Chicago Cubs are going to win the 2015 World Series.
Absolutely no.
You've been watching Back to the Future Part 2, haven't you?
Lo and behold, I have validation behind this pick. That totally fucking happened in that movie. I think we have a picture of it. The Cubs are going to win the World Series.
Yeah, it's Miami versus
that's right.
And they beat Miami. So
Miami's not in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, not yet.
You know, all you have to do to like mess that up is all you have to do is just like bring a goat to like one of the games, and that will be it. You curse him for another 100 years.
No, where's Steve Bartman? Let's get him back. Let's put him in the outfield.
I think he's dead. I don't think he's alive anymore.
I think he vanished. Like, has anyone heard from him at all?
No, there was one guy that found him. Like, they did that ESPN 30 for 30 thing.
They did a documentary on this guy.
And some guy went like PI, found him living like halfway across the country.
I don't know if people know who's what we're
Jack,
talking
you
about.
want to take this? Explain what happened.
So the Cubs haven't made the World Series. They haven't made the playoffs. Have they made the playoffs?
They made it 2008.
Okay, yeah.
This was 2003 when this happened.
Okay, so they hadn't made the playoffs in ages. The Chicago Cubs have been around for a long time. One of the oldest teams in the major in MLB. And they were, an out away from winning? Or it was something like that.
It was basically 2 outs away from winning, I believe.
Okay, so they were 2 outs away from winning, and there was a pop fly that was a foul ball going to left field, and a guy was going to get it, like one of the players.
Moses Alou.
Moses Alou was going to go get it, and just as he reached for it, a fan on the side reached for it and knocked his glove out of the way.
So in other words, a Cubs fan, if you're a Cubs fan and you're sitting at the home ballpark and your player is coming to make the catch, to make the out, you get out of the way.
You get
out of the way. He didn't get out of the way. Instead, he like competed against the team for the team he was rooting for, and took the ball from the Cub player.
Well, he knocked it out of his hands.
Right. So they didn't get the out.
Yeah, they didn't get the out.
And what happened after that?
It spiraled into just hell, basically, for them. They ended up losing that game and getting knocked out of the playoffs.
And the moment it happened,
it was like that was the threshold.
And the moment it happened, everyone watching TV and everyone in the stadium knew it.
No, you knew.
Like
you
they
knew
were
that
like
game
everyone
was going
started. Everyone started fixating on that fan who messed up playing. Because from that moment on, that's when it turned. That's when the game turned. Where the Cubs they were going to win, and then everyone like knew that moment where it was like, and then they started to lose, and then as it became more and more clear that they were going to lose, more and more eyes started getting on that guy.
Eventually, security pulled him out of the
He had
stadium.
a phone call, and he was like from his like wife, who was like, you should like leave the stadium.
He was getting beer thrown at him. Everything like they were like people wanted to kill this guy. He had to be escorted below the stadium and out.
Yeah.
And this guy was getting death threats after, because what ended up happening,
like weeks
the
after.
Cubs lost that game. They would go to a Game 7 against the Marlins. They ended up losing that one. They could have gone to the World Series. They did not. So Cubs missed out on their chance. Steve Bartman had to go into hiding.
He had to go into hiding.
He literally had to go into a witness protection program. Like you can't find that guy anywhere.
By the way, this is what we're going to have to do after the end of this podcast, probably. But that's the thing.
Well,
don't be the fan who brings the goat to the stadium or mess with the thing. But you don't want to mess with that. It's like a 100-year history of losing because of a curse.
Yes. And Boston knows all about that. Their curse has been lifted. But Chicago, this is your year. This coming in on our text line soon. You can be a part of it. Phone number right down there. Of course, you can see it. It says, coming from Chicago and a long-time Cubs fan, it is our year. Yes, it is. The Cubs are winning the World Series. Nothing will go wrong. Nothing weird. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to be totally okay.
The best thing the Cubs did is they brought on Joe Madden, who was in Tampa Bay, and this guy is a great manager, and he's got great playoff experience, and it's sort of like bringing that energy into the team. And
I think it's Theo Epstein as well, who's the same guy that ended the curse in Boston. The Wonder Kid, who was like, 35 years old or something like that in Boston when they ended the curse twice now.
It was a good move.
3 times now, actually. Excuse me. But I think the Cubs have a chance, but they're going to have a tough road ahead of them because basically everybody in their division made it into the playoffs.
I would say the Cubs are not the favorite team.
The fucking Cardinals are so good.
Cardinals look good.
Yeah,
but they're good every year and they blow it.
They have they are like an institution where it's just sort of like, they've won recently and they draft well and they just know what they're doing. But again, it's that thing where they have the best record in baseball, and it's like almost, again, statistically, I don't think that the team, I don't know what it is. It's like a momentum team. The team that coasts into the playoffs usually doesn't have that surge at the end of the year that you kind of need. It's always that team that gets that surge at the end, and especially in hockey, it feels like that way. But I don't know. We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Another team who's kicking ass right now, already clinched a spot in the playoffs, is Toronto. Our Canadian
that's
friends
right.
up north. Congratulations.
Who called that? Who called that? I did when the Yankees were leading in the East.
You beat me one time in fantasy football. Now you think you're hot shit.
I got
That's what it is.
Well, now we're talking baseball. The irony of this is that I love college football the most, but I'm terrible at like picking teams. Baseball, but no, I don't know.
Real quick,
they haven't clinched. I mean, they have clinched, but they haven't clinched the winner of the division yet. That's tonight. If the Blues win, the Yankees lose.
They just clinched a spot. That's it. It's the first time since 1993.
So on the Sportsball Twitter feed, I just want to say real quick before Joel his head gets too big to fit in the set.
No, that's already happened.
Zach Reardson says that just to let you know, the Carleton Blues, which is who you're representing right now, they finished at the bottom of the ladder this year. So they went dead last.
This is the turning point. This is the turning point for they're coming back. Just so as long as I
nowhere to go but up.
Just so as long as I don't put the Carleton Blues on my fantasy football team, they'll be fine.
This is the wrong guy to be wearing that, but
gonna do well.
that's awesome. Of course they would.
So
be.
there you go. Again,
they would be.
Remember, you can tweet with the hashtag Sportsball or make a call down there, and we are watching everything you do. So there you go.
Man, and the texts are just flying in right now, guys. I'm going to try and get to as many as we can, but. Toronto, I'm so proud of you guys. I think that's awesome. First time since '93. In fact, you guys have been partying hard just because you got a spot. And I wanted to show you guys. I don't know if you heard about this fan who's really been partying hard.
Who's been partying hard?
He is so happy that the Blue Jays are making to the playoffs that he did something crazy about a week ago. We had a Toronto fan. This was a while ago, kind of knowing that his team was going to be making. Now let's go and break this down.
All right, so he's got his shirt. He's got the bottom of his shirt in his mouth.
Where are his pants?
Which, admittedly, is a clever move that gives him access to both hands.
Oh my
Exactly.
God!
Albeit he's not using either of his hands.
It's like a Harry Potter thing where he's trying to use the thing to go into the castle, but it's not working, and he blew his pants off. Harry Potter isn't real, man.
All right, so guys, what do you think he's trying to do in this picture?
My
Let's
God. I don't know.
take a guess. Outside of the Harry Potter,
That is
tunnel, what is he
the
doing?
most disturbing image I've ever seen.
Really
he
is.
is so excited.
What do you think he's doing?
That
He's
is
got his
not
hat
how
on
you
backwards.
use-
Maybe he's dreaming about skiing or something.
Is that the he's trying to water ski in the urinal?
Pizza hot dog. Pizza hot dog.
Did this take place in the urinal?
This is yes, it did.
Oh my God.
So here's what that guy was doing. He was. I don't know why he was doing this, but he ended up pulling the urinal off the wall. I'm talking like Chief from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yes, but he did it like it was insane, and it flooded the entire concourse.
Wow.
What the fuck, man?
When did that happen?
Who walks in? Like, I mean, I guess the
It
only
happened
thing you
just
can
like a
do is
week
take
ago.
a photo of that. Well, I'm not stopping the guys.
No, I'm not getting in front of that person. No way.
Is that good luck or bad luck? Well, I don't know what that is.
There's not really a rule on that one, whether or not that's good fortunes for the Blue Jays.
I want to know when that picture was taken. I have Toronto
It was about
going
a week ago.
About a week ago.
About a week ago.
Okay,
Does that
I
change
think
things?
it's good luck for Toronto because they're on a 5-game win streak. I think so. It's like keep doing it. Take down all the urinals.
It's crazy
Take down all of them.
It's crazy that Cole could go all the way up to Toronto, take that photo,
It is.
and come back and actually be a part of our
Cole,
show.
how did you do that?
Man, and I'm really impressed
My
by that.
God.
Jeez.
Very- do the face you were doing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. God, thank God we don't see your lower half in this.
Jesus, that's
I don't have
awesome.
pants on right now either.
Oh, that is so awesome.
that's
I
awesome.
love sports.
That's great.
You can only get away with that at some kind of sporting event too. There's no way, no chance in hell.
and the
if I
thing
walked
is-
in the restroom here at the office and I saw that,
you
I'd
can-
be like,
We would send you to the
What?
psych ward. You would
But
be in a straitjacket.
You
wouldn't return.
can only get away with that in Canada because everyone walks in and is like too polite to like stop you. Sorry,
so
sir.
sorry,
Sorry.
so sorry.
Just continue on what you're doing.
So sorry. Okay.
I have the Blue Jays winning the World Series, and I'm sticking to that. Hey, right now it's all about offense,
All right.
and they have the best offense.
Right now, it's all
In
about
baseball.
destiny, and that is the Cubs. The
We'll find
Cubs
out.
are winning the World Series. It's going to happen.
Oh, I hope it's the
Nothing
Doc
is gonna
Brown and
go
Marty
wrong.
McFly have decided that the Cubs are going to win.
That would
You go
be
look
great.
it up right now. It's
That would
2015.
be pretty damn incredible. Because
That would
I
be
wonder if
unreal.
anyone in the '80s went like, I'm going to put $5 on the Cubs to win the 2015 World Series and actually see if they.
That would be
I wonder
awesome.
how far in the future can you do futures bets? Just 1 year?
That's a great freaking question. We
Cole,
should
figure that out.
We should
Yeah,
find
Cole.
that out. What's the
Stats
longest
guy.
duration bet you can make?
Like if I want to make a
that.
bet on something that's going to happen next year, is that possible right now, or is it just kind of year to year?
no, you can. I
I'll
think
look it
You
up.
probably could, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Cole's got an answer.
Oh, no, I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, you were just talking. Okay, sorry.
like if you can find something that's like 5 years or greater, that's amazing.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I wonder what kind of odds
that's
you get on that.
real.
Who would take that bet?
You gotta like go to high schools and like scout kids. That's not
Oh
creepy.
my God.
Man,
That's not
there are
creepy at
so
all.
many texts coming in right now. There's one that says, "Let the curse of the toilet begin," which that's awesome.
That must be
comes in from El
that must
Paso.
be a Yankee fan.
The urine water.
Yes, that's awesome. So sad news. I wanted to talk about this because this guy is a hero to like pretty much every single one of you. And it's one of those people, like, if you've never met him or knew about him, or even if you don't like sports, which that's some people, you know, especially with Rooster Teeth. I know some of you guys aren't familiar with sports. You're learning a little bit and you're watching the show and trying to figure it out, which is great. Yogi Berra passed away.
And Yogi Berra was he was a catcher for the Yankees.
Yes,
and
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. He had some astronomical stats behind him. I think he was in like a 10 World Series. I think he caught a perfect game in the World Series.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Yeah, and amazing. And then he's the one who has all the Yogiisms.
He has, the Yogiisms, which are some of the cooler things. If you've ever heard somebody say, "It ain't over till it's over," that's Yogi Berra. You didn't even know that was a sports reference. There you go. Like I even like maybe 5-6 years ago, I didn't even know that.
They're so pervasive. You just hear it everywhere.
Yeah, there's tons of course, I'm not going to remember any of them, but there's tons of statements like that he said. But I mean, listen, think about like what if I constructed the greatest life for myself, what would that look like?
Yeah.
And he might have had it. Lived to 90. Played Major League Baseball.
He was best friends with Derek Jeter. That's one of my life goals that will probably never happen, but he got to do that.
Yeah, I mean, probably the most negative thing that occurred to the guys. At one point, he did have a falling out with the owner of the Yankees, Steinbrenner.
But who the hell didn't have one of those?
Right,
Right,
exactly.
I mean,
and so there was like this period of time where he wouldn't go to the stadium or something like that, and then it ended at some point. So that was good. But I think that was
He's got some great quotes. If you don't know where you're going, you might wind up someplace else.
he's got the famous one that 90% of life is half mental.
There,
I mean,
there it is.
the Yogiisms are off the wall, man. They're great.
There it is.
I never said most of the things I said.
That's the one I live by.
That's a great quote from Yogi Berra.
I said that, but I didn't really say that. That's not true. Not at all.
Whatever.
But here, let's listen to another voicemail. I'd love to listen to.
You
guys got that one voicemail? There was a funny one from earlier. I can't remember. It was kind of off the wall. Do you guys have that one queued up? I'd love to listen to it.
Is it from Eduardo again?
Yeah, that Eduardo guy.
I'm
who sounds
really drunk, and I can't find my pants. Do you guys sell pants?
It's the Toronto guy. We got the Toronto guy. Maybe he thought his pants were in the wall.
We are connecting dots everywhere. We were putting this together.
We need to get a whiteboard to start linking this shit and put photos up with ribbon and stuff.
Tyler earlier was so proud. He was like, "I have this great segue."
Oh my God!
We're never going to let you have it.
I do, and it's like, you know what, sir? We don't sell pants. You know what we do sell? This shirt.
Hey,
right here. That's a
look at
fucking segue right
there. Not
there.
only that, it's Cheap Hunter stuff 15% off right now in the store.
That's
if you go
right.
to roosterteeth.com/store.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly what he said. Go to roosterteeth.com/store. You can get this awesome T-shirt.
Oh, look, it even says, I didn't even know that. I didn't even read that. I just knew that off the top of my head.
Isn't that cool? I love this shirt, by the way. This is one of my favorite ones that they put out. It's great. So please go there right now. Go check it out. A lot of good stuff coming in the store. There's going to be some stuff coming in the next weeks that I know I'm excited about. Ooh. Maybe in the next month. That has
but
to
no
do
pants.
Will I be excited by it?
No pants. Not for that guy.
We do have pajama pants.
By the way, in that picture, like his pants are nowhere, right? Like I didn't see them around his feet.
I couldn't even.
Like, are they around his feet in that picture? Or
We
did
gotta
he
get
just
this guy
like
on the
throw them
show.
away?
We got to get this guy on the show.
It's like from the X-Files or something.
No, it's like just his socks, right?
I don't
so
understand.
happy.
That's such a commitment to a picture.
When did he take his pants and
not
underwear off?
only am I going to commit to this No, is that them at the
Are
bottom?
they at the bottom?
Are they
I can't
bunched?
tell. I can't tell.
Or is he wearing Uggs? I can't tell.
Cole, is he wearing pants?
Yes, shorts.
He's wearing shorts.
shorts.
All right.
Technically not pants.
I was about to say that guy was
yeah.
so committed. Not only would he take a picture of me without pants, I'm going to throw my pants away.
That should be the first Sportsball poster we release to the store.
Oh, that's really good.
man.
That's
There we go.
really good.
I looked it up. It doesn't look like you can bet on the 2017 Super Bowl yet. So
All right, so you can't bet on the next Super Bowl. The one this season you still can, but the next one you cannot. Thank you. Kids, don't bet until you're 21. Go to Vegas and do it.
But if you're going to do it with me. That's fine.
Follow him along.
What we'll do is
care of you.
what we should do is we'll just get our entire community, everyone. We'll get everyone together on the same page, and we'll create like a pooled fund,
Which is
where we
really
will
easy to
all
do.
contribute to the fund, right? And we'll get like $5,000, and then the sports ball fund will go to Vegas, and we will place one prop bet.
That'd be awesome.
Right, and it'll be like one prop bet, and then
Like
we'll go.
we can do.
Can
we
you
can
tell
do a
people what a
poll.
prop bet is? For those that don't know,
prop bets are
a lot
like
of fun.
silly bets that you can do in Vegas.
Where it's like heads or tails on the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Heads or
like
tails.
what is Katy Perry's first song going to be at the halftime
How
show?
long will the national anthem go for?
Right.
Things
That's
like
a
that.
popular
You
one
take
for
the
sure.
over or under on that.
Yeah.
And the last year's one was what will her hair color be?
Yeah.
Which was a good
Right.
one.
Or what color Gatorade will they splash the coach with after the game?
They had the Deflategate one. Will they mention Deflategate more or
Over and
less
under.
than 3 times? They had the over under on
All right, so
Deflategate.
over and under 1 on this question because this comes in right now saying, can Jack do a 360 so we can see the full rugby jersey?
Oh, yeah.
He is so
Do it.
adorable.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's see here.
Can we
Dude,
get some claps and whistles back in broadcast?
yeah.
Like we're at a burlesque show?
Well, there's a stripe. There's a stripe back there.
I like it. Look at that.
I like it.
That is pretty badass. That's really cool. I like that.
And this is this is a jersey for America, right?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the
This is
USA
our
rugby
jersey.
team. Yeah.
This is really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's a great looking jersey. I love that somebody gave it to you, but I just wish we would come up with like a consistent like theme for our jerseys across all sports.
His name was Russell Easom. So thank you very much,
Hey,
Russell.
thanks,
Again, I
Russ.
appreciate it. This is very badass.
Yeah.
And I had someone else message me on Twitter saying they want to send us some merchandise, or not merchandise, but stuff for the show. So
Oh, absolutely. We would love to do that. Yeah.
Just as long as it's not fucking food. Do not fucking send us fucking food.
But if you have cool memorabilia, like we're trying to get more cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is amazing. I love it. And like Joel's got his stupid scarf over there too.
the
So
only food we're taking are edible underwear. That's the only food. That's it.
So jock straps, if
That's
you have
it.
that,
'Cause
something
then
like that,
then it's
we'll
like,
take
don't
those.
say, 'cause
Yeah.
that's all
That's
we're
so-
gonna get
that's
now.
like
Now that you said
Edible
that.
jock straps.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah, that could be a fun night.
Oh,
But yeah,
my
send us
God.
some stuff. We'll put it next to Cole, and we'll put it up, behind here on the wall and whatnot. I think that'd be really cool.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
lots
I love
of
that.
room.
I
That's a
love
very
that.
good idea.
All right, so we did talk about earlier. I don't want to tease and just tickle you a little bit and not tell you the story. We talked about Bryce Harper. What?
I don't
Tickle
want
us.
to tease and tickle you a little.
Tickle us and
You've been teased and tickled. It's not fun. You
Tease
get all-
and tickle us,
You get
Tyler.
all ready to go, and then nothing happens.
Tyler's gonna tease and tickle us with
God.
alliteration.
Every fucking weekend
All
for
right,
me.
just
Anyway,
Tease
warm
it
us
to
up
us.
and get right in there.
Stop
Right.
teasing us.
quarter chub. Quarter chubbing right now. About to go full blast. All right, here we go. We talked about Bryce Harper and Jonathan Papelbon earlier. We got to get to this fight. This shit is nuts. All right, so we talked about these two guys. If you don't know the story, they play baseball. One is a
Same team.
stud, young all-star in Bryce Harper. The other one is kind of a nutcase, but he's won a few titles. One for the Red Sox.
Yep,
back
was
in the day
a
as
pitcher.
closer.
Yep. One.
So just check out this altercation. The Nationals have missed the playoffs, and you can imagine tensions are
things
high, and they're
falling
just
apart.
going.
Things
Just
falling apart for the Nationals.
watch this.
Oh, Papelbon.
Fucking choke slam.
I think they were arguing about Bartolo Colon and how they just got beat by him. Probably.
Good Lord.
This is what happens when you lose to the Mets in a division race. Things just break apart that
Yeah,
much.
and this was a huge year for the Nationals. Like, they were supposed to go back to the postseason. They have a lot of money invested in that team, and they lost. I think they've lost, like, Cole, look up the stats. I think they've lost their last 5.
They did, yeah.
But,
they've been in trouble. Yeah, and the Mets went in there and just beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Those are divisional opponents. It's just a funny thing with the Nationals too. And
Yeah,
I
but-
don't know if this is. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, we just have to address the elephant in the room, the choke slam.
Chokeslam.
You just saw somebody choke slam like that. Like that, I haven't ever seen anybody choke slam anybody else out of baseball.
Yeah, that was
like
pretty
he went
impressive.
full
Hell,
on like
his own team too. What
Like,
the
what
hell?
the fuck?
What is it about
you-
teammates beating the shit out of each other? So we had Geno Smith got a broken jaw.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
his
locker room.
teammate in the locker room. What's what's
Unfortunately,
going on
we
with
didn't get any videotape of that, which is unfortunate.
that? I don't know if unfortunate is the right. But it's like what is going? Teammates, guys, same team, literally same team.
same team.
It's
fam.
funny because if you played that video, like if you took the head of that video, which there's nothing happening, but they're obviously been talking back and
Oh
forth.
yeah, they were
for a
jawing
while.
for a long time.
And,
now.
and it's funny too because it's just like it didn't seem like the conclusion. It seemed like, oh, we're having a discussion, and he had discussion, violence. It just didn't seem like, I don't know.
That was an overreaction. My God. So like both of them afterwards were like, "Well, we're brothers. It's just what brothers do. They fight, and we're on the same team, and everything's good." I'm just trying to get my team better.
Scripted.
Yeah, exactly.
They're lucky a Big 12 official wasn't there for
God.
that because
There's flags
they
everywhere.
all would have been kicked out of the game.
Here's a new rule
That
for the
would've been
show.
it.
We're not talking about Texas anymore. We're not
We're
talking
not.
about
But
what's
except
going
for
on
we
with the
have to
football
talk.
team.
We have to talk about like last week we talked about.
No.
It was unbelievable how we lost a game on a field goal, statistically impossible, and we said kicking should be taken out of the sport of football. And what happens next week? Our fucking punter blows the game for us again 2 weeks in a row. All you have to do is catch the ball and kick it. No,
All right,
can't
so
do it.
we'll have a place kicking and punting competition
God.
between the four of us. We had Cole out there too. We'll go out somewhere. See who can kick the furthest field goal. See who can kick the furthest punt, and just prove to everyone that it's really not that difficult. Let's find a center. Can we get who's the UT center? Can we get him to come out and be a part of our show and throw us a ball? Because I don't know.
Probably in about a week because he probably sucks ass too. So why do you bring this up? I don't want to talk about it.
Nothing else to do.
I want to talk about it on the show.
Is the center like rubbing drugs onto the football before he hikes it?
Was that why you tried to sniff it? He caught it with his face.
There was a play last year during just before the playoffs in college football. I showed this to you when we were in Vegas,
God.
and the center, like just before he throws the ball, he throws up on the ball. He like throws up on the ball and then snaps it, and the quarterback's like, boop, oh God. And throws a completion. It's like, that's a quarterback with focus. That's what we need.
Have you seen the Michigan punter who missed the reception and it bounced off his head?
Oh, it's so fun. Hey, can we find that? It's the funniest
this terrified
thing ever,
look on his face might be one of the best gifts ever. But anyway, we've been accused of kind of being homers, and we talked a little bit about Texas and the Cowboys a little much. So I think we're probably going to try to stray away from that. And also, on a side note, completely unrelated to what we're talking about now, but a lot of people have said, hey, how come you guys don't talk about X sport? And a lot of the time is because A, we don't know about X sport, and B, our audience isn't, not many people know about it. But I know I'm personally going to make an attempt to try to learn more about different kind of unique sports like hurling or rugby. Things like that. So we're going to try to make it a little bit more international for you. I mean, obviously we are passionate and we know football very, very well. So we're going to talk about football a lot because that's the one thing that we know about.
Well, and also it's football season.
It's
And that's the other thing. Yeah.
But I mean, like baseball, like the playoffs are coming up soon for baseball, so we're going to be talking about baseball a lot. We've got hockey coming up in a few weeks, so I'm sure we'll be talking about hockey.
Preseason's going on right now, but
Yeah.
the season hasn't started yet, so that's why we haven't really delved
But
into
the thing
it.
is also we don't want to just talk about things just to talk about them. We want to make sure we know what we're talking about in some little bit of capacity there, because if we're just saying whatever, that's no big, that's not fun, and we like talking about this stuff. So anyway, there you go. Sportsball rant over. Continue with the show.
That was a good rant, Jack. That was a very good rant.
I've been reading that.
We have
really
a
video
of the punter.
I'm not.
Oh, here we
taking,
go.
I'm not. Oh.
So watch the ball, watch the guy, and
And then here you go. It's for you. Here's a present for you. No problem.
little slick ball
You
there.
guys are good. You can find
That's
anything.
bad. Speaking of which, I think we are getting a little bit closer to maybe having that Joel versus all of the hurling.
We gotta
All-Stars
stop
challenge.
talking about it. We're just gonna stop talking about it.
You gonna talk about Texas anymore on the show?
No. I'm not talking
You
about
gonna
Texas
talk about
ever
Texas?
again. No, we'll never
Okay,
hold.
see, there we go.
Let's move on.
Texas is going to spoil a team. You call that hurling? What's going on there?
That is awesome.
I'll tell you.
Oh my god.
Wait, was
I
that?
gotta tell you that Irish.
That was at College Game Day.
Was that game day?
That was Game Day.
That looks like college game day.
We're becoming so famous.
Oh my
shit.
God! Talk about hurling.
All right, how about this? From now on, if you get one of the three of our faces on college game day like that from this point on, and you can prove it's you, I will personally send you a shirt. I will send you a shirt from the Rooster Teeth store that
Like
Tyler's
when
going to pay
they're
for.
in the back with the signs.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Oh, I'll do more than that. I'll tickle and tease you all night long. That's what I'll personally do
Don't
for
start
you.
chasing
All right,
away.
there you go.
You
That's
don't
your
even know what that
challenge.
means.
Tell Lee Corso that I say hi, and tell Herb Street he can go.
Speaking of which,
anything.
all
Whatever.
right.
I just 1 week if we could get Lee Corso where he's supposed to pick like I don't know USC or the Irish and he pulls out like a giant jackhead. That's the ultimate goal, right there.
If we can make that happen.
We have to, which is funny. Like this weekend, UCLA and Arizona was the College Game Day site.
Yeah.
And I've never seen better College Game Day signs.
Yeah.
And
there's some good
I've been
ones.
watching College Game Day my entire life. And so what it is that if you're not familiar with it, in college football, they will the big TV affiliates will pick a game to go to and call it College Game Day. And it'll be for a really big game, 2 ranked teams usually. And
I'm already coming with
there's
ideas.
this tradition of kids, thousands of students will come to these things, and they will hold up gigantic signs that they've made just with really random shit. And this one, I mean, this was awesome. That's a really good.
wrote Meek Mill's diss track.
I've never seen
Nice.
better signs. This one is funny. We'll stick on this one real quick because if nobody knows this joke, Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or whatever his name is now, his son played for UCLA.
Oh, that's right.
And he attempted to beat another coach with a kettlebell.
What?
With a kettlebell. Which is insane. So props to whoever came up with that sign. And then there was one I saw that I've never seen one.
Jet fuel can't melt steel. Oh, there you go. That's
Never in my life did I ever think at a college game day event I would see a 9/11 truther sign.
There you go. That's, it's a UCLA
God, I didn't even get that.
Are
Holy
you kidding me?
shit.
Arizona stepped their game up.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
God. I'm glad you explained that because I was struggling. I was like, what?
No, yeah,
in
I
the
saw it on
hell?
TV and I took a picture of it and I'm like, what
Jet fuel can't melt steel
the beams?
beam. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Wow. That's,
I'm not laughing about 9/11. I'm
that is-
laughing because
that-
somebody had
that's-
the gall to make that.
That's somebody
Yeah.
who you don't want to get on the wrong side of. Like, not only is he like fanatical, he's fanatical enough that he's a college football fan and made a sign
And showed up at like 8 in the morning to go on game day, too.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
It was so bad. So bad. We got a few more texts coming in. I want to read this, and we're going to get to some more voicemails. Do you like the voicemails so far? They've been
like
okay.
the voicemails.
Those
Really
are
good.
awesome.
Yeah, they're not
that
too bad,
Eduardo
yeah.
guy was the best.
Yeah.
Wow, what?
Eduardo, there's something about him,
Eduardo?
though, I didn't like. I don't know
you
what it
liked
was.
everything about him. He was awesome.
This one comes in saying, can you guys talk about Texas Tech?
Yeah, we should talk about Texas Tech. Holy
We
smoke.
should.
We should talk about two things about Texas Tech. The first thing is that Lubbock, Texas has its own sexually transmitted disease.
All right.
That's
That's
true.
the first thing.
There's another place who just pissed the fuck off.
Now you know why they're called the Red Raiders.
Applause from the booth.
It's called Raider Rash.
But I'll tell you what, they've great team. They've really turned it around.
Cliff
they found
Kingsbury,
a great
man, former
quarterback.
quarterback came
Wow.
out.
And Texas
Coach.
Tech fans, they were coming out on Twitter and they were saying, watch out, we're gonna have a chance. And boy, they've really. It's amazing in college football how many times you see a game like that where it's like an unranked team versus like number 2 in the country, and they get within 3 points.
Well, everyone puts forth their best game against those best
That
teams.
came down to one play where it was like, I don't know what the score was, like 50 to 60
I believe
or something.
it was 52 to 48.
That's
Cole,
some
correct
Big
me if I'm
12
wrong on that
football.
one.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like the TCU Boykin, he threw a touchdown pass into the end zone.
55 to 52.
55-52, excuse me.
Ricocheted out the hands of one of his receivers. And of course, there's another TCU receiver
It
to
was
pick
an
it up.
unbelievable game.
How many times do you see breaks like that? I mean, they talk about like how good teams find a way to win. That is amazing.
That's finding a way to win.
That
yeah.
is finding a way
Just
to win.
being a heads-up play.
And I don't even know if that's like part of their game plan at this point, where they have so many receivers, where they're all just like, everyone run to this quadrant of the field. I'm going to throw the ball there, and one of you guys is going to catch
They're
it.
just playing 500 at that point. They're
Oh
just
my
chucking
God,
it
it
at them.
works.
Some people are upset about us talking about Tech. This says, fuck Tech, they suck, Lubbock blows.
Listen, no. I'm a big. Listen, you got to give it up to Tech. They had a rough year last year. They were a terrible football team, and I like rooting for the underdog. And they're a real threat this year. I mean, they take TCU.
Now, did you watch the A&M game?
We want to say that.
You watched
but,
the A&M Arkansas game. That was actually a really good game, too.
Well,
A&M was on the ropes for a bit.
A&M shouldn't have won that game.
should not
Arkansas
have
let
won
them
that
creep
game.
back in, and credit to the Aggies for getting it done.
Man, Arkansas has been terrible this season. They almost pulled out the victory. So
I love it, and I love Brett Bielema so much. You're so
and Brett
fat
Bielema,
and stupid. You really are.
We talked about him a lot last week, where he's the guy who just says like a lot of outrageous stuff.
No, he's just a complete asshole. He says things to other coaches he shouldn't. He called winning a bowl game borderline erotic, which you never want to hear a football coach talk about.
I have to tell you, if they put a picture of Brett Bielema up, I will tell you, the Arkansas Hogs, Razorbacks, Hogs, he's the one coach who looks like their mascot. He really does. He looks like there's that Disney movie with the warthog.
Yeah.
He looks
He
like
looks
that
like Pumbaa.
warthog. He's
really
like the
does.
pig. He's like the hawk. But man, yeah, he says stuff. People really don't like him. I mean,
And
Texas Tech,
Kingsbury at Texas Tech kicked his ass and said as much. He's like, you got your ass kicked tonight. So I'm a big fan of him right now. Ryan Gosling. Anybody who's saying that against Brett Bielema, I like.
Man, there were some great games of that Oregon game. What happened there, though?
and
Jesus
Tyler
Christ.
called it.
Tyler did call that
He
one.
called it big time, and that was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oregon, they ended up losing 62 to 20. Utah beat the hell out of them. And Oregon, too.
It's funny when you have like these spread finesse offenses, and when they get beat by like a power team, it's just like a beating.
Yeah,
and it's just like
it's
you watch
punishing.
like when Stanford was like the power team, they just run people over.
Well, I
And it
think
was-
people like always underestimate Kyle Whittingham and what a great coach he is and what they've been doing at Utah for a long time. Now, I didn't think that Utah was going to do that to Oregon. By any stretch of the imagination.
That was a good freaking call.
But they were Oregon's been due for an upset. They're one of those teams that they kind of fall into that plight of like went to a big game last year in the playoffs, of course, national championship. They lost a ton of talent. You lose your Heisman quarterback, but you're still Oregon, so you reload. You don't rebuild. But I've never really liked that mantra.
That's what I was saying at the beginning of the year. You
Yeah,
cannot
you can't
lose that
put
level of
stock in
quarterback
that.
and be the same team.
No, you can't. You just can't. So yeah, congratulations to Utah. You make me look awesome, and I appreciate that.
And
there's Pumbaa for you.
He could have been a character on King of the Hill. Are you kidding me?
He could have been, but no. I mean, can't you just picture little tusks coming out?
We will give you a T-shirt if you can get him on camera saying Hakuna Matata. if you can, we will autograph a shirt and mail it to wherever you live.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Let's make that happen.
All right, so I'm going to appease Cowboys fans. I know we said we're not going to talk about that,
right.
but there's just this one text, and I appreciate these texts. They're very interesting. It says, Cowboys obviously lost to the Falcons.
They did.
And that's all we're going to say.
They were winning at the half.
They were winning that game.
That was a very strange game because it was like the story of two halves.
Well,
right?
they want to say, this texter from Menard, Texas says, what the fuck happened to Brandon Weeden? I hope your dick isn't as short as your throws.
Oh, that's for those who don't know. The big criticism here of what happened is like
that's a great text.
They would not let Weeden throw deep.
Well,
right?
no, that was the thing. The first half they kind of attacked. They went aggressive. In the second half, they played the not to lose.
Well, here,
and they took all the aggression out, and then suddenly lost the game.
Is that
Shocking.
the fault? Is that the fault of Brandon Weeden, or is that the fault of the coaches?
It was all the quick slants and the low passes.
Like
they never really.
If you're a Cowboys fan, who do you put the blame on there? Right? There were stories of the Cowboys walking into the locker room at the end of the game and calling out the coaching staff,
really?
Players being like, hey, we're players, we're held responsible. Why don't we hold the coaches responsible? Which is whoa. So I don't know. I mean,
Weeden, he was looking good. I mean, he was like 9 of 11 for the first half.
Again,
and
man,
he's got a cannon too.
We talked about it last week. You have a great offensive line. You can do some things, right?
Yeah. And so, and Randall had three touchdowns in the first half as well.
It was
the game was going.
They were torching him. I don't know what happened.
That was a story of two halves, And again, where I think the Falcons were like, we got to step it up.
This is ridiculous. Jones. I mean,
oh God,
he's so good.
He is amazing, and he was like playing. I mean, he's having hamstring troubles, and it's just sort of like he's just unstoppable.
Yeah.
Falcons, they're
looking good, man.
Yeah, they're looking good.
But the Cowboys need about 3 victories before Romo gets back. So if they can get 3 victories out of the next however many they got,
they just have to maintain between him and Dez as well, and then I think they're going to be okay. I mean, they can squeak into the playoffs.
Speaking of Romo, we have a text. What do you guys think about a bunch of the big name franchise quarterbacks going down this season so early?
It has been a bad year for that. It's been pretty unprecedented, actually.
Not even just quarterbacks, just big names in general.
This is why I like football, right? Because you have one guy that's so important, and on any play, he could be gone forever.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean,
mean?
it goes to show you how important a quarterback is. I mean, look at Oregon. Oregon lost their star quarterback, and they're toast now. I mean, because he went to the NFL, and then that's the thing. It's like you lose Romo. It's like that kind of upsets everything because he's such a linchpin to the whole thing.
We lost. Romo's gone.
Roethlisberger's
gone.
Yeah, Big Ben was the big one over the weekend.
Drew Brees is out right now.
Drew Brees, yeah, he's questionable. He
didn't play this game at all.
And then of course Andrew Luck, who never showed up for the first week. So we're hoping at some point he'll actually get over.
Yeah, those big names. And once again, this is why I've been preaching this all year long, and especially on the show. This is why you need to go to FanDuel.com, and this is why you need to play FanDuel.com apart from just regular fantasy sports, because when you have big injuries like this on FanDuel, you can just switch out those guys. You're not married to them in the entire year like I am with Ben Roethlisberger. That's why Joel beat me, which I'm pretty not happy about. My season's toast now. But if you go to FanDuel.com, you can sign up, and if you go to the top right-hand corner, you find that little yellow mic, type in Sportsball. You're going to get the badass promotion with us where it's for every dollar you put in, it gets matched by FanDuel, meaning up to $200. So if you put in $200, you're going to get $400 if you happen to win that week, plus some. Also, if you go to my Twitter page, you can find the Sportsball Fantasy League that we have, up to 100 slots. If you go there right now, they fill up pretty quick. So we'll need you guys, if you're a part of it, don't worry. We're going to do it every single week going forward. We finally got that figured out. So go to FanDuel.com, go to the mic, type in Sportsball, join the league, and test me this week. Because I'm picking Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's who I'm putting on my team. Right. Mainly because there's not a lot of quarterbacks to choose from anymore because they're all fucking hurt.
That's true.
So.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Here, I'll give you a stat on Aaron Rodgers. Okay, you tell me, when is the last time Aaron Rodgers has thrown an interception at home?
It was December of 2012.
That's right.
Oh,
Jack.
wow. I had his guess
Very
off the
good.
top of my head.
That's right.
I'll be damned.
The last time he threw. You already
I knew that last night. I listened to the game last night.
You know how many touchdowns he's had since that time?
It's like 40-something, right?
48 touchdowns.
48
that guy's a
touchdowns.
surgeon.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that guy is a
That says
surgeon.
something about Lambeau Field. That's one thing I love about you know, the different football stadiums, like how much the home field advantage really plays into it. I mean, Lambeau Field that's not an easy place to play, and like especially when it gets cold out
Especially,
there.
yeah, during the season.
Yeah, and like I mean, go to Seattle, go to not MetLife. What's the name of the Seattle's field?
I don't know the name of Seattle's field.
Cole, look that up. What's the name of Seattle's
Hold
field?
on, I'm gonna guess it.
I think it's Blue Screen of Death Field.
It's something with Microsoft.
Is it?
No,
Has to be.
I don't know. It's.
I don't think it is.
It's not MetLife's. No, not MetLife. I don't know.
Fuck.
Final guesses?
That's it. Fuck it, Field.
CenturyLink Field.
CenturyLink Field.
CenturyLink. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
That
never
is
would've guessed
so
that.
much to do with Microsoft.
No, but it's funny. You
There
talk
you go.
about fantasy football and quarterbacks. You know, the best thing about fantasy football that I'm discovering is sort of like making those moves as we're going and as we're playing and as you're learning. And it's just sort of like, that's why I like football is because you got to make those moves, you know, when all these quarterbacks are going out like the way it is.
Well,
I lost my quarterback, you know, of course. And then I was like, well, screw it. My season's over. I'm just going to get Manziel. And so I got Manziel, and it's like, oh, he's not going to play this week. So I didn't get another quarterback.
So then you picked up RG3.
Because I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm 0-2. That's it. I'm like the Chicago
a big fuck it.
Bears. It's all completely over. I just give up. Somebody tweeted a picture. They were in Seattle of a Chicago Bear fan who literally took during the middle of the game, took his number 12 jersey off, put it on the seat, and left. And that was like, wow, what a metaphor.
Well, Chicago got shut out this week. That is really,
and now,
really hard
and
to
now
do.
they're making moves, right? Where they're just
sort of
they've
like
been-
shipped off
yeah.
Jared Allen. He's gone now. Jared Allen, like God knows how many times he's won a Pro Bowl. Like badass defensive end. He's with the Panthers because like they need a better defense.
Yeah.
My God, it's
I
filthy.
mean,
Listen, do you think they're selling out? Do you think they're going just like whatever?
They
do you think
should.
they're giving up?
They
Tire fire this
should.
season? I don't know.
It's
Maybe.
fucking Jay Cutler.
They should.
Chicago, wake up!
Like their quarterback.
He's awful.
That
He's the shittiest quarterback. I don't know why you have him.
Like that quarterback, they had the worst offensive line last year, right? They allowed like the
Yeah,
most
but like how many
sacks.
times can you bang your head into a fucking brick wall before you figure out that Jay Cutler is a dumpster fire for your team?
Well, part
Get him
of
the
it-
fuck out of there.
Look at
not-
that vein
it's-
poking out right there. He's
not-
getting
I
serious.
feel bad for the city of Chicago. I like Chicago. Jay Cutler is never going to work
No,
there.
no.
Never.
I'm sure you're right, but I'm sure.
Like I said, he's just a dude with a hot wife.
That's part of the plan, right?
Listen,
Like, listen, if I'm the
Cavalieri,
general
really
manager
pretty.
of the Chicago Bears,
Yeah.
and it's just sort of like, all right, I have a crappy quarterback, my team is losing. That's fine. I understand cycles. I'm going to keep losing, keep the crappy quarterback in there. Give me those draft picks.
Well, for what it's
You
worth,
know
I
what
mean, that's what a lot of people said that about Romo a few years back, and now he's actually starting to light it up. So it's kind of like, all right, sometimes you have to just suffer through that. There's your jersey.
There it is. You guys in the booth are refine everything.
Yeah, fuck it.
There it is.
I'm done.
It's like
That's a nice jersey too. That's probably like an $80 jersey.
It's like a memorial. Like somebody should put flowers in that seat or something. Just like
light a
God.
candle.
Sheesh.
I'm sorry about my explosion about Chicago. I feel bad for you guys. I
No, but
love
listen,
Chicago.
if you're in sports, you have to understand cycles. You know what I mean? It's just like that's fine. Start rebuilding for the future.
But it's not a cycle. They keep investing in him. He has gotten God knows how many coaches fired, respectable guys in the league.
Yeah.
They keep rotating in personnel, and it just doesn't happen.
it's
to work
even-
with them.
Josh Howard 13 has said Chicago hadn't been shut out since 2002. So it's been 13 years since they had been shut out.
What was the other stat? They went
Good
3 and out.
Lord.
They went. I'm not sure if this is true. They went 3 and out 10 times.
Every play ended in a punt.
Every
possession.
series.
Every drive.
Every drive. Every
10
possession
drives
ended
ended in a punt.
Oof.
How do I know that? They're that bad. Wow.
It's embarrassing. It's really bad. That was
Speaking of 0-4 teams, we have a tweet, text in that's which 0-4 team do you think has the best shot to pull it out?
Which 0-4 teams do we have left right now?
let's go down this list.
Yeah.
This will be fun.
Pull it out. Pull it out.
Let's see here. I've got standings. Okay. So we've got 0-4 teams. Our Baltimore Ravens are 0-3 right now.
Or 0-3.
Yeah, so Baltimore Ravens are 0-3.
And I'll buy time for Jack.
Detroit Lions are 0-3. The Chicago Bears are 0-3. The Saints are 0-3. And that's it. So there's 4 teams. I'm thinking the Saints, man. I think the Saints could probably turn it around.
I think they could, especially obviously it seems like something's wrong with Drew Brees. I know because he was on my team, but maybe once it's that tricky question, right? Where it's like, well, is he injured or is he fucking old?
Yeah, he's getting pretty
Brandon
old.
sent out an article earlier in the year about Manning, and it was like, yeah, Manning can't feel the tips of his fingers because
That
of
being
the
said,
surgery.
the Broncos are 3-0 right now. So
they are 3-0.
I would say, in answer to your question, I don't don't think any of them will. I mean, it's impossible to make it out of an 0-2 hole when you're 0-3, 0-4.
The last team to make the playoffs, 0-3, I know this somehow, I don't know how, it was the Buffalo Bills, and that was in 1998.
Now, granted, the Saints made it last year having won, like, what? They were like a 500 team. Cole, can you look it up? They might have been like 7-9, and they still won the NFC South, and they still went to the playoffs.
But, you know, if I'm a GM and my team is 0-3,
last year the Panthers
won. And I'm bad.
Last year the Patriots
I'm dumping players, man. I'm building for the future. I mean, screw it. And it's like that. It's almost like one of the holes in sports where it's just sort of like, how can you not take advantage of it? Especially if you're the Chicago Bears, you know that other teams are dumb enough to be like, well, I'm 0-3, but I still have a chance. Like, they're going to buy into that. So it's like you can still trade these players away where there's still hope. Like, if you wait till they're like, you know, if you wait 4 more weeks, then it starts to get a lot more clear, right? Mail off those guys, and it's good fits for other teams, you know? I mean, Allen moving to the Panthers, I think.
Which is not fair. That's not fair. To have a veteran on that line, that's awesome. The Panthers are stacking up to go make a playoff run.
You know, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, I think that the Bears are absorbing like 90% of his payroll still.
Yeah, I don't understand the trade at all.
They're paying like all but
eating the money.
Or something?
It doesn't make, like, when A-Rod was with the Rangers and then they moved him to the Yankees, the Texas Rangers had the highest paid player in Major League Baseball for years, and he wasn't playing for the Rangers. He was playing for the Yankees. Yeah. And it's just sort of like, how do you let something like that happen?
I think it's Mike Brown who's coaching. I don't even know if he's coaching anymore, but he was coaching the Cavs. We're talking NBA now. He was coaching the Cavs and the Lakers, and then he went on to coach somebody else, and he was getting paid by both those teams at the same time. Because he got fired from both of them, and they were still paying out his contract.
That's awesome.
It's insane when you waste money like this. Can we hear another voicemail?
Let's hear another voicemail.
Let's hear another voicemail.
Maybe Eduardo again?
Oh, Eduardo.
Don't play Eduardo again. We'll play somebody else. Let's see what we got.
Hi, Brady here. I just wanted to ask, in your opinion, what is the most underrated position on an NFL team?
Ooh, underrated position
ball
on an
deflator. Very important ball deflator.
I'm going to say it's either between offensive line or cornerback. Like, cornerbacks are incredibly underrated. Like, those guys, they do a lot of work. When you start running backwards against some of the best players on the field, like in the whole league. The people you know by names, the Julio Jones of the league. You've got to defend that guy every single down, running your ass off while starting going backwards. That's not easy.
So, I mean, if you were a general manager, you're moving cornerback up your list in terms of payroll. Like, that's where you want to put some money.
No, he said underrated. He didn't say who I'm going to pay.
Well, underrated. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's left tackle. I think left tackle is like probably the most important position on the offensive line outside of the center.
If your quarterback's right-handed.
Yeah. Which, for the most part, is usually the case.
Right, you're saying you're blind side.
So basically, there's weak side and strong side, which basically, so when you go back to pass, if you're going back to pass right, you literally turn your body because you're throwing down the field. So your weak side is your back side. So those guys are
the guy coming behind you.
Yeah.
Left tackle.
So you're not looking that way.
So
if anyone comes and hits you from that side, that's incredibly painful. So they made a whole movie about it, about Michael Orr.
They sure. I would say
Sandra Bullock.
And a follow up to the 0-4 question: which 3-0 team do you think is legit?
Which 3-0 team do you think is legit? Let me look at the 3-0 team.
We're really focusing on the losers this week.
So we got the Patriots, the Bengals,
the Bengals,
the Broncos. The Bengals are and Green Bay Packers, Carolina Panthers, Falcons, and Cardinals. There's a lot of 3-0 teams right now.
I think I have the Super Bowl already figured out. I'm going to put this in the bank too. Not only are the Cubs winning the World Series in 2015. This is happening. It's not happening. It's going to be two old quarterbacks going against each other. It's going to be the Cardinals versus the Patriots.
Ooh.
Cardinals are legit. This was the best team in the NFL last year before Carson Palmer went down. They had so many injuries. They still have injuries on that team everywhere. They were down to their third-string quarterback. They still made it into the playoffs. And in a year in the NFC West that it's pretty down, the Seahawks don't look like the contenders. The Rams aren't that great. I think it is going to be the Cardinals like all the way. They might end up with the best record in football when it's all said and done.
Big words from Tyler Coe.
You've been on fire lately, so I'm not.
Yeah, the Patriots. This is Tom Brady's season of redemption, or not redemption, but just punishing, and that's all he's doing. He's just going through and wrecking everyone.
Well, it's funny. Sometimes on this show, we sort of talk. We have a gambling slant sometimes, and when Jack says, the Patriots, they're, the thing is, there's a sentiment thing, right?
Yeah.
And when you say, hey, the Patriots are great, everybody gets that.
Yeah.
Everybody gets that the Patriots are great. So it's like, I don't know if there's a lot of opportunity there if you're like putting money on things. Not that that's what we're talking about, but it's just sort of like that. His Cardinals pick makes sense because I don't know that they're on anyone's radar. the Patriots are on everybody's radar.
Yeah,
Everybody gets what you're saying, right? Where it's just sort of like, but it still may be. They still may not be big.
The Cardinals are also in the NFC West right now with the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are having a rough season.
They are. You know who. Yeah, they're not. It's funny because Marshawn Lynch is on my fantasy football team, so he got injured again this week. But,
why are you complaining? You beat me. You got your first win of the season.
With an injured Marshawn Lynch who was thrown to the locker room.
You should be really happy. You beat me.
You know what I learned?
I was an undefeated guy.
All of my starters on my fantasy football team suck balls, and my bench is awesome. My bench is like, you cannot stop my bench, and they've been sitting on the bench, and they're like, oh, let's play.
We should flip that around. All right.
You know who we got to talk about those just real quick is the Packers, right? You have to appreciate that team.
They're even with Jordy Nelson down. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is so.
Yeah. I got Devontae Adams. He's not doing anything for me.
I'm not too jealous of like you should never be jealous of things, but like I'm jealous of his life. Like he gets to do that. He's just like the greatest football player ever. He dates Olivia Munn, who's such a smoke show.
He's weird too because if you see any advertisements with
smoke show.
Yeah, smoke show. You never heard that?
It's What's a smoke show?
She's so hot, she's smoking, and she's like just walking through the smoke. It's like a smoke show.
I have a
like you can't. It's a thing. It's a real term.
It's a smoke show.
I swear to God. It's a thing that, I don't know, people I know, they say it all the time.
There's an Urban Dictionary
entry. These guys, man, I hang out with, they say that shit like that's, that girl.
All right, those guys are ultimate Frisbee players, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of ultimate Frisbee, I got to get to this. So Caleb Dinacore, who's one of our lovely employees here at Rooster Teeth, we harass him all the time because he plays Frisbee. He's actually on like one of the best ultimate Frisbee teams here in America, and they have finals going on, like nationals going on this weekend up in Dallas. So they're playing at the Dallas Toyota Center, and there's tickets online. But I guess his team is called what? Double Wide, I think.
Yes, Double Wide.
Double Wide. And funny. So there you go. So anyway, Caleb,
and you got to say one of the most impressive things about ultimate Frisbee is like their ability. Like there's a lot of running in that game.
There's a lot of
and
running.
So they're just the ability that they have to just run and run and run, and sometimes keep down a part-time job while having. Never mind.
So, all right. So there's three.
That's
there's
a lot of running for somebody.
There's 3
who's
divisions. There's
pot.
men's, women's, co-ed. They have 16 teams, and you have to in order to get here, you've got to get through sectionals and regionals. So it's a big deal, and there's actually streaming on ESPN3.
Yeah, it's going to be on ESPN. So, that's a really big deal. That's really cool. Really
and apparently,
cool. God damn it!
The Olympic, the IOC, the Olympic Committee.
This is why all the
the IOC is actually like they're looking at him possibly doing something for the Olympics. So this is actually kind of a big deal. So congratulations, Caleb.
You
can watch it. You can watch it on
Seattle.
ESPN3. And there you go. We hope you guys do well. Go Double Wide. Go Austin. Represent. And if you're in the Dallas area, you can go watch the event this weekend. So tickets are like $15. So there you go. I've said my piece. Now we can move on. Now we should talk about fantasy football.
Let's talk about fantasy football.
Let's talk about. Let's talk about how this week kind of came out of nowhere and sort of shocked everyone. We've lost Joel. All right, there we go. There's that beautiful graphic, and our phone number is covering up whoever the G is.
By the way,
there we go.
His name is Brad, aka
This is next week's.
This is next week. So these are the games coming up. All right, sorry.
And this guy's name is Brad. He's at A Paper Fastener. And he makes these matchups for us every single week, which is so cool,
They're
man.
Fantastic.
I like how my helmet is gold.
So real quick recap this week. So I faced off against Bruce, the Funhaus asterisks. And him and I, we went. It was a pretty tough competition, but when it all said and done, he ended up pulling a Cole where he scored one of the highest things for the whole thing. But I beat him because I had a higher score than him. I can't talk right now.
No,
What's
it's okay.
going on?
You have an amazing team. So Jack, you're the only one who's undefeated.
All right, so I'm currently 3-0 right now. I beat Bruce 122 to 113.
Yeah, dude, you didn't.
113 was the fourth highest score in the whole league. So poor dude ran up against a high score. Bruce. Joel, what's going on?
Hi, I'm Bruce.
Hi, nice to meet you, Bruce.
It's funny
I thought you were
because
Eduardo.
made fun of me last week, Jack.
I always
I
make
had
fun
a
of you.
spread with Tyler. My spread was 20 points.
Okay.
He was favored by 20 points.
Yes, I was.
And now that the game is over, he's not favored by. Now I'm favored by 7.
You're favored by.
It tells you that you're favored after the game is over.
Nice.
I am now favored by 7 points.
You beat him by 40 points,
but
Joel.
I'm only favored by 7.
You beat him by 40 points.
Because why? Because what happened? Who's my star quarterback?
Who is your star?
Ben
Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger went down
He got
early.
knocked out, and that's what's going to happen. That's why you need to go to FanDuel.com. Always go to FanDuel.
No,
All right, so this week it's going to be fun. I was excited to have a 3-0 versus 3-0, but Joel had to step in and ruin it. So it's Tyler and I are facing off this week.
Yeah, shocker that he fucks
And
up, right?
yeah, I haven't said my stuff yet, so I've got Brady out. You're facing me when I have Brady out, so that's going to be good
and
for you.
I'm starting. Guess who I'm starting?
Who are you
Eli
starting?
Fucking Manning.
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
And Joel, you are facing off against Brandon.
I saw a Vine on Twitter of Andy Dalton of the Cincinnati Bengals in the tunnel before the game talking to his team, and they're all huddled. And he's like, all right, guys, just like they did.
Here we go.
Now, first chance to show who we are. Let's play smart, let's play fast, let's play physical. That's what they always preach. Let's go do this together. Playmakers on 3, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
1, 2, 3, playmakers, whatever.
Let's
go. My God.
And you know what's funny too is that, and he went out there and like threw some surgical. That was my quarterback. He gave me 40 points this week on that speech. But like he threw a surgical touchdown pass, and like the crowd goes nuts. And he like runs up to his wide receivers to like celebrate. Wide receivers don't even acknowledge him. They're just like. It was, but hey, he did well.
He piss off?
It's like fucking Bobby Boucher.
1, 2, 3.
Let's see. We've got Joel. You're going up against Brandon this week. So 1-2 versus 2-1. And hey, our London player, our fan player, Stephen Wood, he's at 2-1.
Silly
How is that possible?
He's at 2-1. He's facing
Anybody
off against
can win, man.
Jeff.
Anyone
there you
can
go.
win.
I think it's awesome, but you know what's really important, Jack, is our game.
Yeah, that's good.
Because
This is
we're
going to be an
really
epic one.
good.
Let me just do the quick box score
Let's
here.
see what's going to happen.
See, I might, so Tom Brady and Julian Edelman, which are two of my starters, are both out this week, so that's going to be kind of rough for me.
Good for me.
Who's my backup
That's
quarterback?
good for
I got
me.
Phillip Rivers as a backup quarterback.
He sucks.
He's
he
had
sucks.
a decent
He wears
season.
too many bolos. It looks retarded. I mean, don't say that word. It's a bad word. It looks
He's
bad.
got 27-14. He had a 7-point game last week, so that's probably not too good. Anyway, yeah, so keep in touch with that. And all right, let's move to the picks.
Let's go to the picks.
Let's go to the picks
to round this thing out.
Man, so Cole had a rough week last week. He picked the Falcons to win, and other than that, all his other picks went down. So he won 1-4.
Bad week for Cole.
Bad week for Cole. And then Joel and I picked UCLA and the Falcons. So we got 2.
Hey.
We went 2 and 3. But then Mr. Gold here, Captain Midas, he picked everyone except the Cowboys. He picked the Cowboys to win.
You know what? I was so hot.
4-1.
Jack, I was so hot. I was like a smoke show.
Man, you were like a smoke show out there.
You
Just
were doing
smoke, shh, whatever the hell that means. So.
It's the
Ultimate
cool thing
Frisbee-
what the kids are
Ultimate
saying.
Frisbee
man.
players know exactly
Clearly.
what that means.
And Back to the Future Part 2, and in the future,
exactly
talking
what
about
that
the
means.
smoke show.
Cubbies 15.
All right, so we got 5 games this week going up. We got number 1 Georgia number 8 Georgia versus number 11 Alabama. Looks like it's going to be in Alabama. Where are we starting, Joel?
Why are we starting with me? All right, I'm
Alabama.
I'm picking Alabama.
All right.
I'm picking Alabama to appease them.
Really, I'm going to go with Georgia. I think that Alabama's gonna. Someone found some damage in their armor. I think they're going after him now. Tyler said Bama.
I said Bama.
Cole, who do you think in Alabama or Georgia?
I think Georgia's got good karma right now. Going with
Georgia.
I'll tell you
Looking
what,
good.
that SEC, I mean, for the past number of years, it's been like SEC is a really good division. This year, I think it's really true. I really think that most of those teams in the top 10 are SEC.
I think they're a little top heavy, and I like Cole's pick because they have good karma and they got a chub. They got a little chub at running back, a little chubby running back.
All right, number 6 Notre Dame versus number 12 Clemson. We've watched Notre Dame kick some ass. I'm going Notre Dame on this one. These guys are unstoppable right now.
Joel?
I'm going Clemson.
Clemson. All right.
That's a dumb pick. We're going to go with Notre Dame because, you can't go against the luck of the Irish. They've been killing. Like, they lost their star quarterback, and they're still winning. They're finding ways to win. That means they're a really good team.
Not everyone is Ohio State. At some point, there's a team in college football who has all their stars knocked out, and they lose.
But it will not be.
It
will not be this weekend because it's Clemson and because Dabo Sweeney slept with his mom in college. And when I say that, no. you go on ESPN. This is like a special interest story. When he was going to college, his mom roomed with him for 3 years when he was going to school. That's a true story.
I am changing my pick.
All right, Joel.
I'm changing my pick.
That's a true. It wasn't like it was just a normal relationship, except they were staying.
Wait, so Joel, you're
in
going
the same place together for 3
Joel's
years.
going Notre Dame.
I'm
All
going
right.
Notre Dame. I'm changing my pick.
Cole, who you got? Notre Dame or Clemson?
Irish.
Irish all the way. Notre Dame across the board.
That story affects us all.
All right, so now we have.
It was a true story. Like, I don't think anything happened, but it is kind of odd to like.
I mean,
when you're
didn't like Ballers do a whole subplot on this thing?
like if your mom. It's just a weird thing if like
It's
you're
just a
staying
weird
in a
thing.
dorm room with your mom
That's
for
weird.
3 years. Like there had to be awkward moments. Is all I'm saying. Not
is kind
alleging
of awkward.
anything.
Like,
and
it's-
he admitted this on
it's-
TV. He's the one who talked
At
about
some
it
point,
with a
he
reporter.
accidentally saw his mom take a poop.
Wait, who's pooping in your dorm room?
Well, there's not a lot of room to like.
You go to the restroom. It's like you share the bathrooms, right?
There's a dorm room here at the University of Texas. The architect is an architect who designs prisons.
Yeah, Jester. I lived in Jester for a year.
So I can understand how someone might accidentally see somebody else accidentally poop in a place that was designed by a guy who does prisons. That's what happens in prison, Jack. People accidentally see other people.
There's not metal toilets
poop.
in each
That's
of
what happens.
the dorm rooms, Joel. There's restrooms you go to.
It's not anything else that screws you up about prison. It's all the accidental, I saw somebody poop things that you see all the time. That's what screws you up. That's why you go back to crime.
So last week we had Rangers versus the Astros, best of 3, and the Astros ended up taking the whole damn thing. This week we got Rangers.
Calm down. You're
they went 2-1. They went 2-1. I picked the Rangers too. This week we've got the Rangers and the Angels in a best of 3 series.
All this show is shouting at each other.
Well, that's the whole point of it. So Joel, you're the fan here. Rangers.
We have to say the AL West is an exciting division of baseball. It legitimately anything can happen. The Rangers can win this. The Astros can win this.
What, 4
the
now?
Angels can win this.
The Rangers' magic number is 4.
It's a great race. The Rangers are only a game and a half up. Yeah. Anything can happen here, guys.
All right, so you're taking the Rangers? All right, you're taking the Rangers. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Angels just because I'm feeling dirty.
Mike Trout made a catch that was unbelievable this week.
All right, Cole and Tyler. Cole, who you got between Rangers and Angels?
Rangers.
That's right, Cole.
And Tyler.
I'm still just thinking about what Joel said about
it's a smoke show. It's a smoke show in the restrooms at Chester.
You would not want to see your mom in a smoke show pooping in the bathroom. That's not something.
That's a whole different kind of show.
That's a
hazy cloud show. That is.
Any audience
that can get through the smoke and that's what you find. That's not what you want to find after the smoke.
Any audience that can get through our podcast, they're like gold cast. I mean, that's amazing.
They all deserve shirts or 15% off in the Rooster Teeth store, roosterteeth.com/store. Tyler, who you got? You got Rangers or Angels?
The Rangers.
Rangers it is.
I just want to.
All right,
can I be our Sportsball T-shirt? Is somebody taking a poop and someone else accidentally seeing?
Smoke show.
Your mom on a toilet taking a shit with smoke around.
All right, so we got the West Coast Eagles versus the Hawthorne Hawks. This is the AFL Championship. This is out in Australia, right?
Yeah, this is the Australian rules football championship.
All right, so we got the Hawthorne Hawks and West Coast Eagles.
I'm taking the Hawks.
I'm taking the one with the birds.
All right, and that's both of them.
Foul.
Did you say Eagles, Joel?
See, that's another joke. It's fine. I'm picking the Hawks.
Hawks for Joel. I'm gonna go with the Hawks as well because the West Coast is Perth, right? I'm all about that East Coast. Who you got, Tyler?
I'm going with the one that has Rooney. Is Rooney on one of those teams?
That's the wrong. That's the different match.
Is Rooney a bird?
All right,
I'm going with the Hawks.
You're going with the Hawks.
I want the Hawks.
All right, and Cole, who you got? Hawks or Eagles?
Ground somewhere. Eagles.
Eagles. There we go.
That's very patriotic.
Because there has to be a team named the Eagles somewhere that can fucking win, right? I would give you a stat on Sportsball that was like, to this point in the NFL, there's been 700 penalties called so far this year, which is the most ever, and half of them are the Eagles' offense. It's amazing.
350 of those going against
the
Eagles. All right, last but not least, we got Man U versus Arsenal in the Premier League this week.
That's the one with Rooney.
This is the one with Rooney. Which one is that?
I think it's Man U.
Tyler, look it up.
Oh fuck, it's Man U. It's got to be Man U.
Where's Jordan?
Right?
Where's Gus? One of these guys. I'm going Man U. I'm going Manchester United.
Go Man U.
Wayne Rooney is Man U.
Man U. So Tyler's going Man U.
I'm going Man U because it has the word man in it.
And we got Cole in the back.
Man U.
Going Man U across the board. This is a very boring week for picks for all of us.
This really was.
At
but
Sportsball.
What a great ending. Thanks, Joel, for the.
We got the rugby game. The rugby finals is going on this weekend. The Rugby World Cup as well.
Is it the finals?
We're gonna have to watch that now.
Yeah, I gotta see who that is. Cole, who is it? Real quick, look it up. Rugby World.
Japan. Are they been eliminated?
Is it the Scots?
No, it's let's see here. It's going to be.
It's gotta be the All Blacks, right? They gotta still be in it.
People have got to stop stealing their dance.
It's this guy giving a high five.
People stop stealing the All Blacks dance.
I don't know what's going on here. There's a lot of games
Arizona
left.
State stole the. There it is.
There it is.
And it's and you got your asses kicked because it's not your dance. It's not authentic.
Well,
what are you doing?
You're doing that in 9/11 truther signs at College Game Day. Either one of those things is going to combine to get you a victory over UCLA. All right, we're out of time. We're going to get out of here. There's that's a Kuna Matata. That is beautiful.
I got a quote too.
Did I not call that? Now that you see it, you're like, yeah.
There we go. There we go. Thank you for watching Sportsball.
Thank you. See you guys. We're getting out of here.